welcome aboard to this awesome royal news channel. Thank you guys that have been waiting for this live stream. Um, yes, and I thought, why not come on to have this discussion about this very upcoming story about Meghan and Harry's eviction from Frogmore Cottage. This seems like the news that the whole world has been waiting for. I think before I start this live stream, I would like to welcome all of you guys that are on this live right now. Thank you so much for always tuning in and for supporting these awesome royal messages every day. Please keep on supporting the channel, because without you, we wouldn't be anywhere. And of course, recently I have been posting a few videos here, and I would like you guys to log on and give them a thumbs up and give them a view, because when you view these messages, that is when our videos get boosted. Hi Lorraine, thank you so much for tuning in. Hi Bella. Guys, thank you so much for showing up, and wow, it has been an incredible few days gone in the world of our royals. As we know, William, Catherine are out in Wales on a very important visit, touring all areas in Wales as the Prince and Princess of Wales. But today we are coming on live to sort of have a discussion about this breaking news royal story. Most of you, Lorraine Walker, thank you so much for that acknowledgement. Guys, if I don't get to see your messages early on, I'm using a mobile phone device, so reacting to these comments on a mobile phone sometimes could be terrible. But yes, a breaking news royal story today. We've had Meghan and Harry have been evicted from their only UK home. That is Frogmore Cottage. Many people have been waiting for this news to come up, and we hear this morning apparently King Charles announced that Meghan and Harry be evicted from Frogmore Cottage. Apparently, this decision was made a few days, about 10 days after the release of Prince Harry's memoir, Spare. So I think this decision, of course, was very much based on the fact that Harry went on to lament whatever he said in that memoir, because obviously the announcement came after the release of the memoir, after the royal family had learnt about all those claims that Prince Harry had made in his book, and of course blaming the royal family in all those ways that we now know about. But a very big story today. We've learned that Meghan and Harry are very shocked about this development. And their speaker, or their PR, Omid Scooby, apparently said that Meghan and Harry are very stunned, and that other royals, there are other two members of the royal family as well, that are very stunned about this development of Meghan and Harry losing their only UK home. And I think this would be maybe this would be Eugenie and Beatrice, probably, because these are the two who are a little bit closer to Meghan and Harry, so they should have been very stunned as well to learn about this development. Elvis, I just uploaded in your channel, sending him. Thank you so much, Evra. Thank you guys from wherever you're watching this channel. Mina, Lorraine Walker, every single one of you on this live stream tonight. Thank you so much for your support. Of course, this is where you always come to catch up with what is going on in the world of our British royals. But the whole world didn't see this coming this soon, especially as we are all waiting for the coronation ceremony. We've been waiting for those invitations to be sent out to all the guests who will be attending the coronation ceremony, and then boom, this piece of news arrives. Meghan and Harry kicked out of Frogmore Cottage by King Charles III. Many people have gone onto the website, all the different news media agencies that have released this story and have posted lots of comments thanking King Charles III for a bold move, for this incredible move that he has made, of course, freeing Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as they wanted to be freed from Frogmore Cottage. Now, for those of you who don't know where Frogmore Cottage is a piece of land or a residence on Windsor Castle grounds. So it is not so far away from Windsor Castle, and it is just a stone throw from Adelaide Cottage, where William and Catherine live right now. So this move, hi Sam, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. So this move of evicting Prince Harry from Frogmore Cottage is a move very much aimed at just making sure that Harry, Meghan live as far as they can from the vicinities or from the areas where other royals are living. Now we have also learned that the keys to Frogmore Cottage will be handed over to disgruntled Prince Andrew. Now we know Prince Andrew, in terms of popularity ratings as well, bless him, things haven't been going down very well for him. He was evicted from his place as well recently. But I think the reason for moving Prince Andrew from where he was to prepare him to take over from Meghan and Harry's, to take over Frogmore Cottage, where Meghan and Harry have been living. Very, very, very shocking news to the Sussexes and the Sussex fans, of course. It has come at such a time when I think Meghan and Harry very much needed Frogmore Cottage, especially as they were still hoping that they were going to be invited for the coronation ceremony. So again, this news that of the eviction of Meghan and Harry is very much probably telling us that they might not even be present for the coronation ceremony, because where will they be living? Anyway, we've heard that they have got up to the summer to get all their belongings collected and moved out of Frogmore Cottage. So when you look at it, it is such a short period of time, isn't it, really? The summer is only around the corner, and that is the time Buckingham Palace, the king, has given Meghan and Harry to move all their belongings from Frogmore Cottage. Now, Meghan and Harry had only just renewed, their lease for Frogmore Cottage, as we know, and they very much wanted to keep that property for when they come here in the United Kingdom. And of course, we know that Frogmore Cottage has very much been the fallback place for Meghan and Harry when everything else fails in future, where they are living right now. If they can't afford to pay for the mansions in United States, for places of accommodation in United States, there was this idea that they could come back to their UK home. It's here, it's ready, everything is in there. But this eviction now means that they have taken away Meghan and Harry's fallback place. And for the royal family and us royalists, this move also means that the royal family has now cut ties with Meghan and Harry. Completely cut ties with Meghan and Harry. Let's see what is in the comments. Lauren said, is it maybe a case of just moving family members about? As we know, there is at least one more baby on the way. I highly doubt. I'm not sure about the eviction story. I would have thought it would be a lot more legally complicated, but no. Okay, so I think they can live there till the summer too, so they have a lease. Yes, and it's, guys, to have a lease stopped abruptly, there should be something really, really, really big for the king to terminate a lease that has been in place. So this lease has been cut short, okay, and this has never been done in the history of royalty, and no other family member has ever been evicted from, from Frogmore Cottage or from one of these royal residences without being given another residence somewhere within the royalty, within the royal vicinity. Okay, so it's not very, very clear whether Meghan and Harry, of course, are going to to challenge this eviction. Their spokesman, Omid Scooby, hasn't said anything regarding Meghan and Harry coming back to challenge this action. But what we know is that they are very stunned. And I think it is more as if Meghan and Harry did not know about this eviction coming. Because for them to be stunned, it means that they have been caught unaware. Harry has been going on interviews with different media agencies. I think he was on the late night show recently. You guys might have seen that. And he was asked about how he feels not being a working royal, not being a member of the royal family anymore. And Prince Harry said, "I'm very happy. I'm as free as I can be. I can do anything I want." Clearly sending that message to King Charles and the royals that he's now living in his free world. And for him to be still having a home at Frogmore Cottage or within the within royalties or with the rest of other royals, it very much meant that he's not free yet. This is I think King Charles is thinking. For him to still have that home at Frogmore Cottage at Windsor Castle, close to the Queen's resting place, close to William and Catherine, means that he's probably not free yet. He wants his privacy. They want their freedom, Meghan and Harry. So King Charles says, you may as well leave Frogmore Cottage and go, completely take your belongings and disappear from the royal grounds. And I think it also had something to do with the lack of trust that the royal family now has for Meghan and Harry. Because if you don't trust somebody, then you cannot give them a home close to where everything happens. Everything about the royal family happens. Okay, Frogmore Cottage is literally a stone throw away from Adelaide Cottage, where William and Catherine lives. It is a stone throw from Queen Elizabeth's resting place. So how can you still have people who are opposed to the establishment, people who have caused such pain to the Queen, to the royal family? How do you still keep them living within these areas that other royals, King Charles, Prince William frequent? Can you really trust them anymore? Okay, so I think this decision to get rid of Meghan and Harry from Frogmore Cottage is also something that is to do with the royal family not trusting Meghan and Harry anymore to live just under their noses like that. And now this is going to make things even more complicated for Meghan and Harry, because again, they have been having hope of coming back to the UK for their short visits, when they come here to run conferences, to attend charity events that they support and all that stuff. They have been living in Frogmore Cottage, okay? So they had that luxury. So King Charles says, no more luxuries for you here in the UK. Frogmore Cottage was renovated. I think £2.4 million of taxpayers' money went on renovating those royal residences. And here we are having people who are living in those residences, people who do not even support the operations of the British royal family, people who are very much opposed to the king, to the future of the royal family. So King Charles says, no more wasting money facilitating people who don't live here, people who don't support the ambitions of the royal family. You may as well go. eviction served King Charles. Very, very bold a move he has made, especially when the coronation ceremony is very, very fastly approaching. I think this is spicing things up now for so many people. Lorraine Walker says maybe they have just decided to not live there anymore. We know at least a couple of members of the family have decided to live in America. I don't think this is the case, Lorraine. This, for the royal family to serve that eviction notice publicly in the way they have done, is sending a big message. If it was Meghan and Harry's wish to leave, trust me, they would have already made this announcement. The whole world would have known about this. And for them to renew their lease only recently meant that they still wanted to get hold of Frogmore Cottage, to stay there for as much as they can. Now, 10 bedrooms that residents of Frogmore Cottage had. It's been a big, it's small, but it's huge. It's a huge place. For me, who of course was a British royal guard, these are some of the places we used to go to on certain occasions to sort of do some bit of security and all that stuff. I know these places. I'm very much aware of, of how these places look like and all that. But remember very much when Meghan and Harry, of course, went on their Netflix shows and talked about Frogmore Cottage as not being the nicest place to live for a royal, complaining about things and not being grateful and all those things. So I think these were all sending a very, very bad message, to King Charles, that they are not grateful of what they have. So the king might as well withdraw their ownership of that property and give it to somebody else. Okay, so Prince Andrew now is the new owner of Frogmore Cottage. And I think Prince Andrew is very deserving, looking at how he has handled his troubles, his issues recently, but still very much in support of his brother, King Charles III. And Prince Andrew hasn't gone to those media channels and wrote stories and rebelled against the royal family for stripping him of his titles, for making him stay in the background. He's really, really been supportive of every step that King Charles has been taking recently. So I think when King Charles hands this property to Prince Andrew, it is really well deserved, giving it to somebody who knows he did wrong, but he still appreciates how the royal family is working and going forward. Okay, but this move tells us that Meghan and Harry have now been officially laid off from being here within the royal circles. The royal family has cut ties. This is, looking at this move, it's like the royal family has now cut ties completely with Meghan and Harry, serving this eviction notice. That property meant the world to Prince Harry. You guys who don't know this, these are areas that Prince Harry has grown up in. These are places that hold a lot of memories for Prince Harry. Growing up as a child, playing there with brother William, and hosting those, brotherly parties and all that stuff. So it was a place very, very close to his heart. I'm telling you, Prince Harry probably loved Frogmore Cottage more than he does with where he's living right now. Okay. Because when everything fails for Prince Harry, Frogmore Cottage was going to be his place to come and reset himself. But that has been taken away from him. Okay, so if we are starting to think about the situation Prince Harry is in right now after hearing this, it is not going to be a good picture for him. I don't know about Meghan Markle, because obviously Meghan Markle wanted to live in the first place. All she wanted was, get married, get a piece of Prince Harry, disappear. So I don't think Meghan Markle is going to be touched with these news in any way, shape, or form. But again, seeing that Meghan has children, Prince Harry's children, Archie and Lilibet, and those children not having a place to call home back in their father's homeland, Meghan Markle should also be very, very, worried over these steps that have been taken. And she should actually be ashamed to not have done anything over the years to help repair these situations. Because if you have children, those children need to stay closer to their cousins, to their grandmas, to their niece, nephews. So Prince Harry being served this eviction notice is actually not a punishment for Prince Harry, but a punishment for Prince Harry's children as well. And I think they're going to suffer more because Prince Harry is now, an adult, so he can fend for himself and all that stuff. But what happens if those children are left in the world? Their only home, a place where they could just come and chill out. Okay? So Meghan and Harry's hopes of coming back to the UK as often as they would have wanted, of course, are going to be cut short. Okay? So when you look at it, and we have been having stories as well that Harry, Meghan were intending to hold Archie's birthday at Frogmore Cottage when they come over for the coronation ceremony. Okay, so when you look at those privileges of having a home where your kids can hold a birthday celebration, a home where there is at least some form of security and protection, okay, and now starting to think of how they will be having to check into hotels or to book somewhere else, plus all the security concerns that will be coming as part of that. Because living in Frogmore Cottage was coming with that royal security that you're already within royalty, within the royal environment. So at least you have a certain level of security. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Lauren says, only if he applied for American citizenship. Okay, good for the king. He's managing things very subtly. Absolutely, Kitty. You guys are very, very brilliant with these thoughts. I'm really loving this. Okay. And King Charles, of course, is somebody who has been watching Meghan and Harry's activities pan out in the way they have been panning out. And just like his mother, Queen Elizabeth, they always take time to react to certain things because they want to study. They want to study the environment. They want to study people before they get to make those decisions. And I think this is what King Charles III has been doing over time. Those Netflix documentaries coming up, Meghan and Harry courtesying the Queen in that way we saw, which was very, very demoralizing. And when they said, of course, again in their Netflix documentaries, that they were given this Frogmore Cottage, this small place where Harry could not even stretch his hands. They took photographs of themselves in the back garden, identifying a small place that looked as if they had no garden at all to do activities, and putting this on Netflix. And King Charles was like, okay, we have two people here who are not grateful. But he was just looking for the right time. Okay? But it's such a big story to come out at this time of the year. Coronation ceremony is very fastly approaching. Meghan and Harry would have been behind the scenes planning their travels. I know they have been given up to the summer to move all their belongings out of Frogmore Cottage. Now, many people would say, okay, so they can still live there for the coronation ceremony. Okay, until, coronation ceremony is done and they go. But the fact that this announcement has been made, it is putting Meghan and Harry in very precarious situations, in very, very difficult situations, because now everybody knows that they don't have a home yet. I mean, they don't have a home here anymore. But the keys being handed over to Prince Andrew as well means that Prince Andrew is also going to be in those preparations to move in, and so Meghan and Harry would not enjoy really living in that place anymore. And I think this sums it all with regards to whether Meghan and Harry will be attending the coronation ceremony. Because again, with this coming out, do you think the Sussexes are still going to turn up for the coronation ceremony? Do you think they have even been invited? Invitations are flying out within the next week. Okay, last week was 2 weeks, so now next week, invitations are going to start being sent to all those who will be invited, to all the guests. Okay, so the announcement being made a week before invitations are being sent, it means that for some, Meghan and Harry, the invitation might not be coming, or even if it comes, knowing that you don't have a home, okay, I don't think Meghan and Harry will be honoring that invitation, will be coming to attend, okay? But of course, evicting them out of Frogmore Cottage does not mean that King Charles III does not want his son, Prince Harry. It does not mean that he doesn't want him to be present for the coronation ceremony. He wants him to be present, but he wants him to learn. He wants him to start thinking about his actions. Okay? He wants to tell him that, yes, you are my son, but I can still do this to you if you misbehave. Okay? What do you guys think about this story? Wendy says Meghan has ruined his relationship with his family. Look at his Meghan, disowned her own flesh and blood. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. And Sam says it's heartbreaking. There are different forms of notice people in the world who don't care about. Yes. Still find the whole situation very sad indeed, Lorraine. Very, very sad situation. Look where we have come from. Meghan being evicted from a place that was very dear to his heart. It's more like growing up, going to a place on holiday, and they turn around and say to you, you are banned from coming to this place anymore, or you are no longer allowed to come here anymore. Okay? And giving you just a month to have your belongings all taken out of a property you have lived in for a while, and a property you had just renewed your lease, is sending a very, very, very big message to Meghan and Harry that a lot more is still yet to come. And I think after this, we might get to see these two lose their royal titles. Yes. We might get to see these two lose their royal titles. Because most of you who saw that advert recently of Meghan appearing in that Clever Blends advert, okay, promoting all these products and being an investor and an advocate for Clever Blends, I think you very much saw how Meghan was introduced as the Duchess of Sussex. Duchess of Sussex. So she's very much fronting this royal title, okay, in her operations, even when these operations now have got nothing to do with the royal family, but she's still very much using her titles, okay? When we see Prince Harry being introduced on these talk shows, most of you Americans watching this live, I think you will agree with me, the late night show recently, Prince Harry was introduced as Harry the Duke of Sussex. So they are still being introduced by their titles, very much riding on their titles. Yet they are not agreeing with the royal family. They are very much, opposed to the operations of King Charles III. Okay, so I think this is the starting place for King Charles now. Starting place to reclaim all those privileges that Meghan and Harry have and bring them back to the royal family and set them free. Okay, you cannot be free, you cannot want privacy and still have a home in Frogmore Cottage, a place which is frequented by newspapers, journalists, a place which is at the center of, you know, everything royal we know. Okay, so yes, get out of Frogmore Cottage, have your freedom. Okay, but this is starting to sink in for Meghan and Harry. Did you guys see this coming? Okay. And we are told this decision, of course, was made 10 days after the release of Prince Harry's memoir. So 100%, I think, there was an impact that memoir had on this decision going forward. Okay. Because all along, I think King Charles was still holding on to some of these privileges for Meghan and Harry, still having them, because he thought maybe Prince Harry is going to change. Let us watch their next move. Are they going to seek more? Are they going to seek or send an apology? But again, for Prince Harry demanding to meet King Charles, demanding to meet Prince William, demanding for apologies from the royal family for his wife and all those things, King Charles was like, okay, I think there isn't any changing for my son here. Let us start taking courses of action that we need to. And King Charles, of course, has every power to take those royal titles away, to evict Meghan and Harry from Frogmore Cottage, because he's the monarch. The same way Queen Elizabeth was doing things is the same way King Charles now is going to start taking those very, very firm courses of action. Guys, thank you so much for stopping around and for catching up with this story. Of course, it's such a very, very sad story for Meghan and Harry, but I think a very exciting story for many royalists around the world. Okay, and yes, it's true. They are very quiet at the moment, and I think Harry is not the Harry we knew before. Even when you see his body language and when you see him on these interviews he's doing and all that, this isn't the Harry who was very positive, energetic and all that. We are seeing a Harry who's just hiding behind his shell and putting on this face, okay, that he's happy, but deep down I think Prince Harry misses his home, misses his family. Prince Harry wants to come back here. So these projects, the memoir, of course, which was written, and whatever he said in that memoir, many people will agree with me. And of course, there have been views that those thoughts were Meghan's thoughts. And I think as time goes along, Prince Harry will come clean and say, hey, listen, I hold my hands up now for whatever was written in that memoir. For all these projects, there was a mastermind behind my courses of actions. Okay, so again, this sort of serving Meghan and Harry, this eviction notice to Prince Harry is a call, is a wake-up call that King Charles can take any course of action if he decides to. And many people, of course, for long have been looking at King Charles as being very soft in how he's been handling Meghan and Harry. But now this move is telling us that, hey, King Charles can actually be as tough as a cookie. Let's see what my friends are saying. Mina says, me either never watched. No, I never watched an episode. Okay, I never watched their Netflix. And we hear that Meghan and Harry was also intending to write her book. We hear that she is behind the scenes working on a very, very important project. She wants to revamp her blog TIG. She wants to do all sorts of things. But these apparently are single projects, Meghan's own project. It appears as though Meghan has now started to to show us that, yes, I got what I wanted, the title, the name, the fame. I can now reach places I would never reach before. Now I can embark on my own projects. And where does that leave Prince Harry? Thank you guys for stopping over. Those who are not yet subscribed, please make sure to subscribe so that you catch up with these wonderful royal news stories. This channel is one of the very few channels that do live streams every often. So please always come and join this community of lovely, kind, friendly people here. Sam, Lorraine will tell you that they are always on these lives here. And of course, we've got our other friends who haven't come up today. I think they must be very busy today, but they will pop up. It's great to see new faces as well. Kitty, Ray. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Every single one of you, 74 of you who are watching this live stream right now, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, please remember to go and subscribe. Karen Holland, very popular. Dee Bennett, thank you guys for showing up. Lorna, thank you. Thank you so much for showing up. Another very, very popular fan of ours here on this channel. YouTube has a way of unsubscribing people, guys. Please check if you're still subscribed and click that button. Make sure you're subscribed. If my sound isn't coming up very well, guys, let me know so I make those adjustments. Otherwise, I might be rambling on and I'm not being heard properly. So give me a thumbs up in the comment section below if these sounds are coming up perfectly, guys. Yes, thank you so much, Sam. Yes, so members of the royal family, certain members of the royal family allegedly have also been stunned by this move. And according to Omid Scooby, this is Prince Harry's PR, okay, public relations officer. He said that 2 members of the royal family are stunned about this action. They were not expecting it as well. They are very surprised that this eviction notice is being served. And apparently it has come down to, thank you so much, Lorna. Thank you, Lorraine. It has come down to people thinking that this is Eugenie and Beatrice, because these 2, of course, have a certain connection with Prince Harry and Meghan. Was it Eugenie who again flew to United States privately, I mean secretly, to go and spend some time with Meghan and Harry? So they have been very close to, and for them not to be aware of this move, for Beatrice, Eugenie not to be aware of this move until now, is also telling us that the royal family is keeping an eye on whoever is in close contact with Meghan and Harry, just in case they share any important information. Okay, so I think Eugenie, Beatrice, I think they are always also kept an arm's length when it comes to, you know, discussing these important matters within the royal family. But Prince Andrew has the last laugh here. Of course, he's been handed over these keys to Frogmore Cottage. I think this is telling us that although Prince Andrew has often been, you know, placed back in the shadows in the way because of whatever he did, King Charles still has hope for Andrew to reform. And I think as time goes on, Prince Andrew might come back in some way, shape or form, you know, might be given a certain role down there and all that, because he has been very, very humble recently compared to how Harry and Meghan have been. Okay, so for Andrew to get these keys, I think is and for us to get to learn about these stories, you know, in the way we have now, is telling us that King Charles now is also prepared to unleash whatever he can, okay, to show the world that the royal family is not happy with Meghan and Harry, and how they have really, really tarnished that good image, the legacy left behind by Queen Elizabeth. And I have a feeling as well, because Adelaide Court, this is where Prince William lives, is literally a stone throw from Frogmore Cottage, where Meghan and Harry have been living. I have this feeling that how can they be closer to the future king? Okay. So King Charles was thinking ahead in terms of, right, we can't have people who are opposed to the monarchy living closer to the future king, living very close to Her Majesty the Queen's final resting place. We know Her Majesty is lying in Windsor Castle after all they did. Okay, so this eviction notice has to do something with punishing Meghan and Harry for their deeds. Okay. Yes, Wendy Montano, hello, thank you so much. Wendy says that Harry's cousins should be ashamed for themselves for associating with Harry, salam in the face to the king, absolutely. Lorna says, I think Omid is just making this up. There is nobody surprised. Their father Andrew is moving into Frogmore, so the girls will be happy with, with him. Okay, life is very short. Okay, Eugenie Beatrice should be loyal to their uncle, the king. Do you think Queen Elizabeth would visit them? Okay, so very, very wonderful questions and thoughts raised here as well. Prince Andrew, Eugenie's father and Beatrice's father taking over Frogmore Cottage. Of course, the Eugenies shouldn't be surprised, because in any case, they should be happy that their father still has a home to live. Okay. But I think Omid could be putting this story up in the way that he has done as well, is to try and say that, show or tell Sussex fans that there are certain members within the royal family who do not agree with this move that King Charles has made. I'm quite sure every single one in there, okay, would have very much been in agreement with King Charles. King Charles did not just wake up and serve this notice. Okay, there must have been big meetings behind the scenes that had taken place. These discussions must have been talked about or taken place days before even the release of Prince Harry's memoir. But I think it was the timing that the king was waiting for. And also because the coronation ceremony is coming up, the king has a lot to do. So he said he may as well get rid of this so that that is out of the way. Okay. And doing that maybe after the coronation ceremony would have in some way, again, maybe had a different impact on King Charles. Maybe people would have said, oh, now he's the king, he has started behaving the way he's doing. But no, this is King Charles telling us that, yes, these are our bold moves moving forward. Harry, you're out of Frogmore Cottage. Prince Andrew, take this. And I think he's shaping things up just in time for the coronation ceremony. These are all parts of King Charles moving forward with the structure of the royal family, who stays where, who does what, and then removing those weavers, unwanted seeds out of the seeds that are respectful, of the king's decisions, of the monarchy. But also, how can we have people living in a residence that taxpayers are paying to make those improvements, security? This is all taxpayers' money. And we have Meghan and Harry, who only come back whenever they want into the country, yet they are still mourning out there that, yes, look, they did this to us, but they are still living in these royal residences. I think it makes big sense for this eviction notice to be served. What do you guys think? Okay. And Lorna says, of course, this is why Sarah bought the house. Good point, Lorna Jemerick. He may have gone Let me see. Just to live with Sarah after her new place. Okay. It could be anything, guys, but I think the main points to pick from this eviction notice is King Charles III no longer trusts Meghan and Harry to be staying within the royal circles. Okay, we have this really awkward relationship behind William, behind Meghan, and Catherine, William, and Harry, and then them coming back and living just next door. Okay, the security of William and Catherine and the threat that Meghan and Harry carry with themselves as well after what they have done out there. Remember their problems with Prince Harry and the jihadists or the Talibans and all that stuff. Remember all these things Meghan and Harry have been doing that have really rubbed people the wrong way. And you're having Meghan and Harry come back here, live within the royal circles, closer to the future king, closer to the king. Okay, so this would have a lot of repercussions. So what they decided, I think, these are my thoughts, was to have Meghan and Harry find themselves a place to live. They are welcome to come and visit, but not to live here because of the security threat they carry with themselves. Okay. Okay, and of course, we have now heard that Meghan and Harry's popularity in United States, windy Montana, has plummeted, as you have said there. It has plummeted. It has hit an all-time low. Records now are telling us that Meghan and Harry are in minus 17 in popularity. Now, Prince Andrew, who was once the most least popular royal, is now above, way above Meghan and Harry with -2 in popularity. Can you imagine? What does that tell us about Meghan and Harry? No? So many people have flocked. If I read some of the comments, guys here, that people have left on the wall of there is a channel that shared this, the Royal Family channel shared that very post this morning, and people have left very many comments relating to how they are very happy with the King's decision. Where is that comment? Let me see. Where are those comments? I'll read some for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. So these would have been comments that have been left. See, so many comments. Okay, people have written on that post, which has been posted by the royal family regarding this very story. And see, so that's the video there. And they say that Frogmore Cottage was leased to Harry when they needed more space before Archie, but they still had it and they were not being grateful. That's one of those. Others are saying great news and overdue news. We needed to see this many months ago. People are saying best news I've ever seen since the year started. Okay, these are reactions to that story about Meghan and Harry losing Frogmore Cottage. And people are saying good for King Charles. Well done for taking this bold decision. This is wonderful piece of news. Okay, millions of people out there are very much happy for this decision that has been taken by King Charles III. Good news. Okay, they evicted themselves with their lies. Okay, thank you, King Charles, for doing this. So these are all comments, guys. You can have a look at those comments when you get chance. But these are comments that have been posted on a video regarding Meghan and Harry being evicted from Frogmore Cottage. Okay, so coronation ceremony is fast approaching. Meghan and Harry would be looking at booking their flights, looking at, holding that party for Archie at Frogmore Cottage. Now they are starting to think of where shall we stay, because even if they can still live there until the summer, but it is not going to be different. It isn't going to be different as they would have lived without an eviction notice. Okay, so again, finding a place in United Kingdom to live is not only going to be costly. I know they have the money, but in some way, shape or form it will be costly in terms of security. Okay, and also in terms of how they will be moving to get to places, to events. Okay, to events, because it was easier to drive from Frogmore Cottage to Windsor Castle to Buckingham Palace, because this would have been the move all the royals are taking advantage of the security in place. But with all these privileges attached to Frogmore Cottage being taken away from Meghan and Harry, the next step for them now is to start worrying about how they are going to find a new home in United Kingdom. Harry on many occasions has said that home is in United States where he is, but most of you, my friends from United States watching this live, you will tell me that United States, however much Prince Harry claims that it's his home, United States people are not happy with what Meghan has done and Harry. And if at all Meghan and Harry should be worried about their security and the threats they carry now, they should very much be worried, being in United States where, people are constantly not happy with them. Okay. But royalists across the world, of course, are looking at this move here that King Charles has taken as a win, as great news for them, because they have been wondering why these two are doing whatever they are doing and being left to still come back to United Kingdom and live in the royal palaces as free as they wanted. Okay. But thank you guys for sticking around. Wendy says, please tell me if they have to invite only Harry, no Meghan. It does seem no one really settles at Frogmore. I wonder if they would be better making into the apartments. Serene Walk, I was thinking Sarah was living at Charles said she cannot live there anymore. There is a lot going on with Meghan and Harry, Frogmore Cottage and all that stuff. But the main point here for King Charles serving this eviction notice is to make sure that these royal residences are occupied by people who are doing something for the royal family. Okay, is to make sure that whoever lives in these royal residences very much agrees with the principles, norms, values, and the vision of the monarchy moving forward. You cannot have people living those residences when they do not agree with the principles of the royal family in the ways Meghan and Harry have been treading in. Okay. And I think, again, Harry is going to make a fuss of this story. I think his next project now will be writing about his eviction out of Frogmore Cottage. And he's got content now to write in his other books that will be coming. We hear he's got 3 more books coming up, allegedly. So he had over 800 pages for his first book, so he cut it into 400 pages. Then 400 pages are coming in, so there will be edits. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Venus. Thank you so much. Venus is one of those other very, very staunch supporters of this channel here. Okay. Venus, please check once again if you're still subscribed. Lona, check. Wendy, Montano, Barbara, thank you so much for coming in again and finding this channel. Lily, thank you so much for joining us. Sam, you guys are amazing. Please, guys, go and check if you are all still subscribed, because YouTube apparently is unsubscribing people from so many channels and all that stuff. There is a glitch here and there. So you might be unsubscribed somewhere, somehow. Please check. Okay. And Lona says, don't try to send them to Canada again. We have them leave once already due to a petition. Absolutely. Canada washed their hands already. Australia, if you guys follow up on Australian Sky News channel, they are always talking about Meghan and Harry in ways that are very, very, they are always pulling up Meghan and Harry for being disrespectful to King Charles and the monarchy, because we know these Commonwealth states, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, are huge, and they love the British royal family. United States loves following up on our royal family news here, and I think 70-80% of our friends here watching this channel every day are from United States. Okay. Yes, guys, I've got a TikTok channel as well, Francis Page Media. Again, guys, thank you, Lona, for reminding me. Guys, check in. I post a video every day on TikTok. I've got Instagram account as well, Francis Page Media. Please check in there again and give us a thumbs up. Let us grow this community. I started this channel 2 years ago. I think just over a year ago, although it might come up as if I started it many years ago, but I started actively posting royal messages about a year and a half ago, and I've been so glad to see how far it has come, and of course to you guys for your incredible support. Please check my video posts. I post a video once every day, around 10-11 o'clock in the night. There is a video that comes up with what might have gone on in the day of our royals. Again, please check and give those videos a view and a like, because those views really boost these messages. Okay, but I think Buckingham Palace, people working there must all be whispering in each other's ears. Have you heard the news? Have you seen what has happened? Because I was in the royal family before. I was in Buckingham Palace, Windsor. When things like this happen, everybody is like, have you heard about this? Oh my God. Okay, so this is the hottest news trending around the world. And within the royal circles, of course, the senior royals, Princess Royal Anne has already allegedly expressed her views, firm views against Meghan and Harry for what they have done. And Catherine, William, we know how much they have been rubbed the wrong way by Meghan and Harry. King Charles, of course, the way Meghan and Harry have spoken about King Charles and not being grateful for what he has done for them over time. Remember how King Charles walked Meghan Markle down the aisle, where Meghan Markle's father wasn't present to do it. And King Charles did that. And what did Meghan do in response, or to say thank you to to King Charles? All that she has been doing, okay? Showing no gratitude at all. They complained about Frogmore Cottage. That small cottage, as small as it might look, has 10 bedrooms, massive bedrooms, well-resourced, well-facilitated. And Meghan and Harry have constantly gone on about, they gave us Frogmore Cottage, the worst place to stay, very small, we could hardly stretch. So King Charles now terminates their lease to live in Frogmore Cottage, and see what is going to happen. Until something has been taken away from you is when you realize how important it was to you. And for Meghan and Harry, I think they are now going to realize how important that place has been to them. I know that they live in a massive mansion in Montecito, California, but Frogmore Cottage has been 3 times more important than where they live right now. The memories that are held in that small cottage. This is where Queen Elizabeth was coming freely. King Charles, Prince William, Prince Harry grew up in those places. Princess Diana. You being evicted from a place where you have such awesome memories to Prince Harry is the biggest slap someone can get from a father. Okay, and Wendy says, thank you so much for this platform. I love the royals so much. Wendy Montano, thank you again for finding this channel. Venus, thank you guys. Sandy Piper, thank you guys. You guys here, Lauren, Sam, Lillian, you guys, Barbara, every single one of you on this channel. Lorna, you are all fantastic, guys. Catherine is not here today. I think she's working, or the time zones are not helping us, guys. So we are missing a few of our friends as well today on these lives, but you can always catch up with these live streams. I always make sure that they remain public for you to catch up with them. But anyway, guys, I think I have to go and do a bit of a school run. I've got my daughter to go and pick up. But it's been great to have this conversation with you guys and catching up with you, sharing these views, getting to learn about these incredible stories and come here in our safe space to have a discussion about them. And I'm very amazed with the level of thought that you put into your responses, with your knowledge that you put into these responses, and your awareness for the great work our royals are doing. I'm really very grateful for every single one of you guys. Sam, thank you again. And Venus, yes. Lorna, yes, we hit the 100K and we are now looking forward to driving this channel to greater heights. This channel is not my channel alone, it's ours. So any support, guys. I have some goodies coming up, guys, for the coronation ceremony. I will come live here and show you some of those goodies, and I'm looking at holding a raffle of some sort, and then I will be sending some of those goodies to you out there for the incredible support you've shown to this channel, and also try to put you all in the mood of the coronation ceremony. I think the party is just starting. Party is just starting, guys. Okay, things are starting to get exciting because King Charles is now starting to take real action to people who, have been treating his the monarchy and his leadership like crap. He's now started showing his leadership skills. This is what, as a leader, you will always have to do, however difficult those decisions might be. Because this is not a decision very easy for somebody to take. Of course, Prince Harry is King Charles's son, okay? And serving him an eviction notice or asking him to leave a residence, give him just a month to take his belongings, is not an easy decision, guys. I want you to look at this decision from a very unique angle. As a father, it must have been a very difficult decision to take for King Charles, but he had to do it because he is in a position where he is saving the monarchy, and whatever he's doing is in the interest of the country, of the Commonwealth. Because if you have people tearing the monarchy apart, okay, then things go beyond just you being a father to actually being someone who is supposed to handle your son with firm hands. And King Charles here, I think, by doing this, by serving this eviction, is sending out a message to everybody that nobody goes against the monarchy, the establishment, regardless of who you are, remains untouched. Okay, so guys, that's it for today. If I get to know more about this story, Nelly Gill, thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we are leaving. Guys that have been here from the start, I really, really appreciate your support. I will catch up with you all very soon as soon as I get to know any more details regarding this eviction. I will be running straight back to this live. But we are doing these live streams and sharing these thoughts not because we are happy seeing someone being evicted, kicked out of their home and all that. No, that's not what we want to see. What we want when we come to these discussions is to have a place where we can appreciate those that have served, that are serving for the royal family, and also show our concern for those who are trying to do whatever they are doing to the royal family, a family that is doing great work for communities out there. Look at King Charles or Prince Charles's trust and what it has done for people out there. You know, giving employment to young people, sponsoring projects, you know, coordinating activities across the globe. So the royal family is doing a lot of good work. Look at Catherine, William, traveling back and forth, visiting charities. Okay. Inspiring communities. Those are the people who need recognition, who need to be rewarded by King Charles III. So when people are excited about this eviction notice being served, you understand where they are coming from. Okay? They're just happy to see that people who are breaking the royal family apart and people who are being ungrateful are being get rid of for the good of the country, for the Commonwealth, and for all communities out there that are being supported by the royal family. Guys, I have to go. It's been wonderful. Give me a wave, guys. We'll catch up again very soon. And of course, look out for my next live stream. I will be sharing a link. I've got goodies coming up. I have a raffle I will be doing here, guys. And I hope every single one of you can get something from the channel in preparation of the coronation ceremony. Thank you guys once again, and I will catch up with you all later, guys. Stay safe. Look forward to the coronation ceremony. Stay subscribed. Any support that you always give to me on this channel is immensely appreciated, guys. I can't thank you enough. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon. Bye-bye.